I now request our President, Mr. HARIHARAN, to please address us on this occasion.
Honorable Chief Justice Shri Nindar Kumar Vadiyai, Honorable Justice Ameshwar Rao, Honorable Justice Nitin Sangre, all other honorable judges, because there's a huge phalanx, I don't think I should go one by one, and it's going to take a very long time. So with respect to all of you who are here, the redoubtable Additional Solicitor General, Chetan Sharma, who of course will regale us in a little while. Apart from that, members of the bar, senior advocates, my seniors who are on the left side of my flank, the members of Justice Kaur's family, Dr. Dalji and his daughter, Kanti, am I right? In fact, I was discussing a little while earlier, I got to know that for a short while, me and Dr. Dalji have inhabited the same place. I was an illegal resident in the hostel of Mamsi around the time when he was studying. So there is a connect there. I used to hop across the road when I used to do a part-time job with the Bedgate. So memories came back in a very different form. Today, of course, it's not Dr. Dalji's day. It is the day of his better half, if I can say so. A long journey is nearing an end, if I could say that, and therefore it makes it very special and nostalgic when you reflect back on that long career of yours. It started, I believe, in 1992 on the bench. Beating the paths of trial and reaching to the High Court. Of course, the judgments which he gave during the course and the various paths which he meandered on, we will deal with when we come to the formal reference. But one thing I can very distinctly recollect, there was a very famous film, Sholay, which all of us have seen. And in Sholay, when we talk about Sholay, we recollect various characters from that film. But the most interesting characters in that film were Jay and Veeru, inseparable friends, and an ode to friendship. Now this is what I witnessed, because I happened to be in the portals of DHCBA, sir, way back in 1987. So in around 1991, in the early 90s, I saw these two inseparable friends who would be accompanying the courts of DHCBA. And then one day I got to know that both of them have got elevated to the bench there, who manned the benches of DHCBA then. I appeared occasionally, and then that story continued. For a little while I thought that these inseparables got separated at one point of time, when one of them got elevated to the High Court a little earlier. So I thought that this jodi toot gayi hai. So somebody jocularly asked कि वो कैसी है दूसरी वाली. So jocularly they said, अरे यार वो कोई काम वाम नहीं करती है, मैटर्स को डिस्पोज नहीं करती है, तारीख पे तारीख दे देती है. So that was that typical Jay Veeru style that I recollect. And then suddenly one day the other one also gets elevated. So who would be in a better position to relate that story than Justice Leena Bansal, who happens to be, I don't know whether I call her Jay or I call the other one Veeru. But this is a pair which has been inseparable since then. So I, as a lawyer, and people of my times cannot envisage a situation without remembering one and forgetting the other. So here we are today together, and I believe that probably one will follow the other again in terms of retirement. Having said that, sir, I personally feel that the journey, I was reading a very interesting book yesterday. I laid my hands on this after a very long time. It is called a book called Meditations, written by a very famous emperor of Rome at that time, called Marcus Aurelius. If you happen to visit Rome at any point of time, you will find that there is one lone statue of Marcus Aurelius on a horse, pointing a finger towards Rome. At the time when I saw that statue, I felt, why is this man there on a horse? So somebody said it is Marcus Aurelius. And then, somewhere along the line, I got to know that there is a very famous book which was penned by him about the turbulent times that he spent being the emperor of Rome. Passages from that book are legendary, but there is one passage from that book which I thought I will read out today, which reflects on life, and a very interesting reflection on life. It reads thus: keep in mind how fast things pass by and are gone. Those that are now and those to come. Existence flows past us like a river. The what is in constant flux. The why has 1,000 variations. Nothing is stable, not even what is right here. The infinity of past and future gapes before us, a chasm whose depths we cannot see. This is what Marcus Aurelius said way back, some 1,000 years ago. And how true it is. Ma'am, your journey, in fact, is ephemeral, wherever it is. All of us will have to end our journeys at some point of time and reflect back on the times that we spent. I am sure you will utilize that time with your family. The other thing that I got to know, amongst the various interests which Justice Kaur has, she is an intensely religious person. I got to know that she in fact tends to the Granth Sahib in her home. The Granth Sahib, I am told, is essentially the last and living Guru as far as the Sikhs are concerned. And it is not easy to keep a living person in your home. The Guru's Granth is tended by her with great fastidiousness and with all the attenuating requirements day by day, which in a way reflects her tenure on the bench as well. She has been equally fastidious. She has got a very even temperament, that's what we have seen. And I am sure Guru's blessings will always be with her. Thank you so much.